I saw the news that Erling Haaland has won the 2027 Ballon d'Or. And that really upset me because I thought that I deserved the Ballon d'Or this year. I had the most goals in the Premier League. I broke Haaland's record. I helped Arsenal lift the Premier League as well as the Europa League. And I know it's not a Champions League, but still, it's gotta count for something. And Denis Karo had himself one hell of a season. But of course, the Man City player gets the Ballon d'Or. And I've gotta think Pep had something to do with it. But of course, I've gotta take it on the chin. I gotta stay humble, And I've gotta move on with my life. And I'll tell you right now, I will win that Ballon d'Or before I retire. And that is a DKG, aka a Denis Karo guarantee. And as we head into match week 10 of the Premier League, Arsenal host Brentford. And Arsenal getting ready to kick off here. And Watkins passing it right to Karo. And Karo doing a roulette on nobody. And now with some skills. Greenwood on the ball. Greenwood passing it. And Lewis Potter's somehow having a shot. Ederson's there to stop it. Capolo to Oneka. Oneka getting stopped by Karo. Saka on the ball now. Passing it to Zaire Emery, who finds Denis Karo. And now Karo giving the ball away. But Yang Min-hyuk is there to win it back. And now Karo getting past the defense. Denis Karo through on goal, having a shot, and just wide it goes. And Bowie heading the ball to Karo. And Karo now finding Saka. And Saka passing it to Karo. Karo past the defender, shooting it, hitting the post. Saka passing it to Denis Karo. Now Karo dinking it up, chipping it over the defender, having a shot. Unable to score, but what a beautiful bit of skill that was. Karo giving the ball away, and Carvalho passing to Onyeka. And Onyeka finding Hato. And Hato passing the ball to Greenwood, and Greenwood turning with the ball, finding Williams. And now Hato on the ball, having a shot, and Hato almost scoring. Hozlek finding Greenwood. And now Mason Greenwood finding Williams. And now Karo on the ball. Denis Karo trying to get past the defense, finding Saka. Karo with the ball now. Getting past the defender. Denis Karo has some space. Denis Karo with a shine, putting it into the back of the net. Denis Karo with a fantastic goal to put Arsenal up 1-0. Plazek now getting us kicked off. Passing the ball to Onyeka. And Vandenberg passing it back to Onyeka. Karo getting ready to cross it in. Karo with a beautiful cross. Saka having a shot. And Collins is there to block it and clear it. And Carvalho losing the ball. Nuno heading the ball to Zaire Emery, who finds Karo. Karo finding Saka. Bukayo Saka on his left foot. Unable to score. Williams passing to Plazek. Plazek finding Greenwood. Greenwood on the ball now. Williams turning, having a shot, and putting it past Ederson to bring Brentford back in the match in the 87th minute. Can you believe it? And we have just dropped points to Brentford. And Karo's trying to make something happen now. And Karo on the ball. Getting stopped. Rabiot unable to find Karo. And this match has come to an end. Arsenal have dropped 2 points as we draw 1-1 to Brentford. We remain in second place, 2 points off top of the table. And that is because we've gotten some luck with a Manchester United draw. And with that, we remain in second place with 22 points to Manchester United's 24 points. And heading into match week 4 of the league phase in the Europa League, Arsenal face off against Atletico Madrid. And Karo, of course, very familiar with this team from his time in Spain. And Gallagher passing to Nuno. Gallagher on the ball now. Kulusevski finding Alvarez, who finds Kulusevski again. And Kulusevski finding Alvarez, who has a shot. And Bowie Rabiot and Zaire Emery connecting. Yang Min Hyuk on the ball, cutting back, passing it to Karo. And Karo doing brilliantly to get past Gallagher. And Karo still on the ball, cutting in and out. Karo having a shot, and Allison with a fantastic save. And Karo's gonna crash the net. And Caicedo passing it right to Bowie, who finds Saka. And Saka finding Karo. And Karo back to Saka. And Karo just got brought down, but he's back on his feet. And Rabiot unable to find Saka. And Malero passing it to Alvarez. Enzo on the ball, passing back to Alvarez. Enzo having a shot, and Ederson's there with the save. And as we head into the second half, both teams unable to break the deadlock. And here's Karo on the ball now, passing it right to Thomas Partey. And Partey visiting his old team as Saka finds Karo, and Karo finds Bowie. And Bowie cutting back and brilliantly finding Karo. And Karo now passing it to Rabiot, who's unable to score. And here's Barrios passing it to Malero. And Malero finding Julian Alvarez, who has a shot, and Ederson's there to make the save. Still no goals in this match. And Atleti on the attack now. And Saliba with a brilliant tackle. And now Rabiot passing it to Karo. Karo finding Zaire Emery. And Karo on the ball once again, passing it to the chest of Kostis, but Karo with an interception of his own. And now Karo getting past Kostis, and Kostis bringing down Karo right in front of the penalty box. And it's a red card for you, my friend. Get off my field and get the fuck out of here. And go get yourself an early shower. And make sure to wash your ass. And here's Karo lining up for the free kick. And you know we're gonna bin this shit. And here's Karo having a shot and unable to get it into the net. And Karo blocking the goal kick, but an unlucky bounce. Caicedo finding Alvarez. Gallagher on the ball. Gallagher back to Kulusevski. Saliba heading the ball. Karo unable to get the ball. Caicedo passing it right to Saliba, who finds Bowie. And now Karo's on the ball. Karo's trying to cook. And Karo dinks the ball up in the air and gets brought down, and that's a double tackle. One on Saka, one on Karo. And you already know what that's gonna be. That's a red card offense. That's jail time for Malero. Get the hell off my field. Go get yourself a shower. Look at that. Brings down Saka, brings down Karo. This guy's a criminal right here. Get him off my field. And Caicedo bringing the ball down the left flank. And I swear if they score here with 2 men down, I'm gonna lose it. And Ederson with a great save. And here's Rabiot passing it to Karo. Karo back to Partey. Saka finding Zaire Emery. Saka finding Karo. Karo passing the ball to Roger. And Roger's offsides. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Roger Fernandez offsides. Arsenal unable to capitalize off the fact that Atletico Madrid have gone 2 men down in their own home stadium. And this match has come to a 0-0 draw. And I know Simeone is one happy man. And honestly, who wouldn't be? Being 2 men down and not losing is one hell of a feat. And because of that draw, Arsenal head down to 8th place in the Champions League with a record of 2 wins and 2 draws. And as we return to the Premier League in match week 11, Arsenal head off to Merseyside, where they face off against Everton. And Everton getting us kicked off in this match. And Ben Seguir losing the ball out to Karo, but getting it back. And Everton with a free kick. And Everton crossing it in. And Rabiot's there to head it to Karo. And Dennis Karo on the ball now with some skills. And Karo's still on the ball. And Dennis Karo taking a big touch. Managing to keep the ball. Dinking it up in the air. And Karo's just playing with them at this point, getting brought down. How is that not a penalty? How is that not a penalty, ref? And Ranocchia crossing it in. And Saka's there to head it away. Brilliantly, might I add. And Bowie passing it to Karo. And Dennis Karo on the ball. And Dennis Karo challenging the Everton defender. And Karo getting the better of him. Denis Karo toying with the Everton defenders, having a shot after getting double teamed and unable to have a good shot. And Ndiaye passing the ball right to Nuno. And Karo now on the ball. Karo taking a touch and cutting it back. And Karo getting brought down. That's going to be a free kick. But Karo plays the advantage and has a shot, and just wide it goes. Ben Sekir on the ball with a brilliant pass to Neuhaus. Holy shit, that's brilliant, I gotta say. And Ndiaye having a shot, and Ederson with a great save, and Ederson with another great save. That was a fantastic pass by Ben Sekir. And here's Ndiaye on the ball, having a shot, but low it goes, and slow it goes. And Ederson kicking it right to Yang Min Hyuk, who finds Karo. Karo, woo, brilliantly getting past two Everton defenders. And Karo now opening his body for a right-footed shot, but unable to score. And Saka getting the ball from Karo, cutting back, unable to get the ball to Karo. But Saka with the interception, passing it to Denis Karo, who does brilliantly to get past the Everton defender. And Karo now cutting in, having a shot, and unable to score once again. And here's Ndiaye on the ball. And Ben Sekir getting caught by Saliba. And here's Watkins finding Karo. And Karo finding Saka. Bukayo Saka back to Karo. And Denis Karo turning with the ball. Karo has some space, has a shot, and slots it into the net. And Arsenal now up 1-0. A brilliant goal by Denis Karo puts the Gunners up 1-0 against Everton late into this match. And here's Neuhaus on the ball. And Karo with an interception. And here's Karo bombing it down the right flank, passing the ball to Watkins, who finds Roger Fernandez and gets brought down. But the ref's not calling it for some reason. And Everton now on the prowl, on the attack. But Bowie is there to keep things cool, calm, and collected. And Arsenal collect a 1-0 victory, which gives us 3 very important points in the title race, as it helps us maintain pressure on Manchester United, who sit atop of the Premier League. We have a total of 25 points to their 27 points. And as we head into match week 12 of the Premier League, Arsenal face off against Luton Town FC. And we need to make sure to win every game that we can. And we need to maintain pressure on Manchester United, who sit atop of the Premier League. And Campbell passing it to Luker. And Luker getting past Karo, who's scared to make a tackle. And Ederson bombing it up the field, only as far as Ridvan, who passes it right to Karo's chest. And now Saka on the ball, cutting back, cutting in, passing it to Karo. Karo with a big touch. And now Karo on the ball, having a shot and smashing it into the bins. And jumping over the advertising board and embracing the Arsenal fans, as they have just gone up 1-0 against Luton. And Saka heading the ball. And Karo with a brilliant reading of the ball. And now Karo on the ball, cutting in, unable to have a shot, but Watkins is there to finish the dinner. And Arsenal take a 2-0 lead. Luton have no answer for the Gunners, as they have just doubled their lead and now hold a strong advantage in this match. And Saka with a brilliant interception, passing it to Karo. And here's Sterling on the ball, backheeling it as the match comes to an end. Arsenal picking up a 2-0 victory, and a very, very important 3 points to add to their tally. And as we enjoy and celebrate our win, we can take a look at the Premier League table, where Arsenal still remain in second place with a total of 28 points to Manchester United's 30-point total. Both teams remain undefeated in the Premier League. And as we shift focus to the Champions League, where we face Monaco in match week 5 of the league phase. And Arsenal have been slipping on this table, so we need to start getting some solid performances under our belt if we're going to maintain a Champions League challenge. And here's Karo on the ball. Having a long shot, and just wide it goes. Saliba finding Karo. Denis Karo popping the ball up. With a brilliant bit of skill, he's toying with them now. Finding Saka, who crosses it over to Yang Min-hyuk, who heads the ball but is unable to find Karo. And the keeper just throwing it down the field. And here's Karo on the ball now. Denis Karo passing it to Saka. Saka finding Karo once again. Denis Karo on the ball. Karo now taking it down the right side, cutting in, having a left-footed shot, but Petrovic with another great save. And Petrovic just hanging on to the ball. Watkins cutting back, unable to find Karo. Saka finds Karo now. And Karo cutting back, getting past the defense, having a shot, but Petrovic just making the save. Evan Nilsson to Angel. Zakaria to Evan Nilsson. Zakaria finding Bruno Guimaraes. And this match has come to an end. Arsenal 0, Monaco 0. And with that boring draw, we only get 1 point, which puts us down to 11th place in the Champions League table after match week 5. And we seriously need to start winning some matches if we want to avoid the playoff for the round of 16. And as we shift our focus to the Premier League, where we head into match week 13, and we face off against Bournemouth. And look who it is, it's Kai Havertz. And last time we faced Bournemouth, Havertz scored a brace, so we're gonna try to avoid that this time. And Karo unable to get the ball off Havertz. And Havertz now passing it to Semenyo, who has a shot. And Ederson with a great save. And Saka passing the ball to Karo. Karo now cutting back, passing it to Saka. Saka in some space. Bukayo Saka finding Denis Karo. Karo now taking a big touch, having a shot, unable to score. And Osterwald passing the ball to Grealish. And Osterwald on the ball now, passing it to Karo now. Karo taking the ball down the right flank, cutting in with a fake shot, having a shot with his left. But whoa, that was a shit shot. Karo digging the ball up in the air like he's been doing recently. Perhaps a new trademark skill. And here's Karo now on the ball, getting it from Saka. Getting past his man, cutting in, having a shot, but Hill with the block. Watkins having another shot, but wide it goes. And Bournemouth now getting ready for the goal kick. And Falcone with a huge kick. And Bowie doing well. Watkins passing it to Karo. Karo passing it to Saka brilliantly, might I add. And Karo now cutting back, passing it to Watkins. And Watkins has a shot, but Falcone with a save. And I really thought that one was it. Karo with a brilliant bit of defending. Passing the ball terribly, might I add. And unfortunately for us, the match has come to an end. And Arsenal pick up another draw. A 0-0 stalemate against Bournemouth, which sees Arsenal fall 4 points behind Manchester United in the title race. Manchester United sit atop of the Premier League with a total of 33 points and a record of 10 wins, 3 draws, and 0 losses. Meanwhile, Arsenal, the Premier League defending champions, have a record of 8 wins, 5 draws, and 0 losses for a total of 29 points. And are we slipping in the title race? Has that injury affected Karo? Only time will tell. Taking a look at the Champions League, we have fallen down to 11th place, and that is no one's fault but our own, as we've had plenty of chances to turn those draws into victories, but we were unable to capitalize. Will we pick up our form and qualify for the knockout, or will we have to go to the playoff, or will we drop out of the Champions League altogether? Time will tell. And just taking a look at what's to come in the next episode, you can see that we've got a few juicy matches of football coming right up, and that will start with a match against the league leaders, Manchester United. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. This has been Dennis from Climbing Wall Gaming. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.